Hi, I'm Laurence, Creative Director at Pfaff. Today we're going to be talking to Wilson Ng from McLaren Vancouver about the 675LT and the 720S and why you might be more interested in one or the other. I hope you enjoy it. Hey Wilson, how are you?
I'm good, Lawrence. Good to see you.
You? How are things in Vancouver?
It's starting to picks up a bit. Weather is awesome, and then we see a lot more supercar and exotic car on the street.
Well, that's good to hear.
So, yeah,
It really feels like the summer driving season is upon us.
yeah, totally, totally. We have more traffic coming through the showroom, and a little bit more phone up, like call in, customer call in, and even walk in customer.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Um, So today we're actually going to talk about the 675 LT and maybe compare it a little bit to the 720. How long have you been with the McLaren brand now?
I'm very fortunate. I've been with McLaren since 2000, late 2012 when
So
they
you were there right
introduced.
from the start almost.
Yeah, right from the start. So I see the company growing and all the every single product that been launched and introduced, and see the evolution of the McLaren product and the brand.
So you've been there and driven every new McLaren essentially from the start.
Pretty much, yeah. I could say drive pretty much everything road legal that
Yeah,
I've. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And it remains a dream for all of us to be driving a McLaren F1, right?
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
So maybe tell us a little bit about, you were around when the 675 LT was launched and when the first customer cars arrived. Tell us a bit about your first impressions of that car and how it
Um,
compared to some of the stuff that came before it.
the 675 LT is truly I want to say a step ahead of its time when McLaren, as an automotive brand, that we're now talking about 5 years ago, and
Yeah,
maybe including the development time and the testing time is actually more than 5 years.
yeah,
Because after the MP412C launch, and then the next year, well, European market is 2011,
mhm,
Canadian North American market is 2012,
yeah,
and in 2013 we launched the 12C Spider, and then we shortened the name. Instead of MP412C, we call it just the 12C
yeah.
Coupe or Spider, and they make some little adjustment on the 12C on the Spider version. Software update, transmission software update, some of the parking sensor, trying to
Right.
make the car a little bit better. McLaren is a good brand. They always listen to consumers' feedback. All our service customer, if they have something they like about the car or they don't like about the car, we go through our service advisor and service portal
Mhm.
to reflect to the factory, and the factory quickly makes some minor changes, and it's actually much quicker than what I have seen, even compared to a German brand that I, from my other background with Volkswagen, Audi, Porsche,
Mhm.
and McLaren actually react to consumer feedback very quickly and make improvement on the vehicle. So
Right.
in 2014, we're still doing MP412C or the 12C. 2015, they were already developing the 650S, right? We launched the 650S actually,
Mhm.
and they're already working on the LT, the 675 LT. So McLaren really wanted to make a statement to the Italian, rival,
Mhm.
to make a limited edition track focus but street legal car. So at that time, we don't have anything really competing with, for example, the 458 Speciale
Right.
or the Lamborghini Aventador SV.
Right.
So the LT really have a very special pedigree and very special ingredients that McLaren put a lot of effort, a lot of development, R&D,
Mhm.
a lot of money into making a 650S so much better. And from a consumer's perspective, the car is roughly about 30% more expensive from a
Yeah.
650S fully equipped to a 695 LT. However, the actual product that we're getting on a 695 LT is tremendous. Um, I can name a few things. The car is 100 kilogram lighter,
Mhm.
kilogram, not pound, which in the automotive world is very difficult to do. Like if you ask Porsche or Ferrari, Lamborghini, Bentley, any high-end brand to make the very good car, already very good car, 100 kilogram lighter, they would say, "Oh my God, this is such a difficult project to do.
Mm.
Easier to make 100 more horsepower on
Yes.
any street legal car right now to save 100 kilogram of weight, which is the amount of money they have to spend and the choice of material
Mm.
that they put in on the vehicle has to be so much better, so much lighter, and make the car reflect to that the 100 kilograms weight saving.
Yeah.
So the true car guy that people knows about car is the horsepower from a 650S to 675 is only 25 horsepower more. So on paper, it doesn't really attract a lot of audience.
Mm.
Back in the days when people look at all those normal 45A and the Speciale, or the normal Aventador to Aventador SV, they're at least gaining like 50 horse or
Yeah.
60 horse, 65 horsepower more. And McLaren only up 25 horsepower, and a lot of consumers actually questioning, what are you guys doing, right?
Yeah.
But if they actually truly study the um, the material and the effort that McLaren had put into the 675LT to save that 100 kilogram is amazing. The total downforce of the vehicles is up to 50% stronger, better than the 650S.
Yeah.
So the car, when it's driving on a higher speed, we're talking about 120 miles per hour or 200 kilometer, the car actually have tremendous amount of downforce from the front chin bumper and the rear spoiler to create that ground effect. And also, the whole rear clamshell of the vehicle is made by carbon fiber. Even though it was all painted in body color, McLaren really didn't promote about it or talk about it, but actually the one 2/3 of the vehicle, anything after the driver and passenger door, the rear clamshell is all made by carbon fiber, very similar to how they make the P1.
Yeah, and I think, the material selection in the 675, it's not just the carbon fiber bodywork, but there's so much titanium. I think it was the first time that you could order a car with a titanium roll cage,
That's right.
the titanium exhaust. It's a super, super expensive material, very hard to work with. And all of this weight saving stuff, it pays benefits not just in terms of acceleration, but everywhere else, right?
Correct.
You can add 100 horsepower and you can go faster in a straight line, but it doesn't make you corner any better. It doesn't make you stop better. And it's a lot more expensive to take that weight out. And then everything improves alongside of it, right?
That's right. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah. So, that the 675 was kind of the high watermark of, I guess, what we would call the original Super Series. And now, after that, the 720 came out, the 720S. And, you know, that car obviously um, raised the bar on horsepower and on technology again. Um, so how does that compare to a 675 LT? Because, in a straight line, it's pretty close now, right? And
Yeah,
in fact, the 720 is faster.
yeah, you're exactly right. The 720S is, I want to say that after 5, 6 years of McLaren making the first Super Series, and then the second generation uh, Super Series car, the carbon monocell top. In fact, it's a carbon monocell cage now. It's an evolution of the P1.
Mhm.
And then what I love about the 720S is the cool um, how the door was cut out on the top.
Yeah,
Very similar and remind me of the McLaren original F1 road car,
yeah.
right? Which is part of the concept. The design lines of the vehicle is totally different. If
Mhm.
you put the 675LT or even a 650S next to a 720S, you can see is a very take a different direction of a design, which is also for me has a sentimental value because that was, I want to say, the last car that was Frank Stephenson was fully in charge,
Yeah.
designed from front to the end, and the whole project carry out to the launch time.
Mhm.
So 720S has a very special, sentimental value and also different direction of the 675 LT. The
Yeah.
LT remains a more hardcore driving, pure enthusiast driving. How I tell my customers, if you like GT3 RS,
Yeah.
you definitely like the LT even more, because a lot of our current customer is a conquest customer, either from the Ferrari brand, from the Lambo brand, and a
Mhm.
lot of them from Porsche brand,
Yeah.
that they upgraded from either a 911 Turbo or GT3 RS to a McLaren brand. And they share a lot of similar ingredients on lightweight, nimble, rear-wheel drive sports car, and that give you that really analog analog driving sensation compared
Mhm.
to a lot of newer car that's so digital now.
Right.
The car is very fast and very easy to drive fast.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, the whole world is going to that direction. Every brand is making the car a lot easier to use. Um, 720S, it give me a little bit of that feeling. The car is very fast, very easy to drive,
Yeah.
and it widen up the audience, from even younger female,
Mhm.
you know, anybody from mid 20 to mid 40s, and a professional or somebody that don't have any supercar experience, that used to drive Bentley and Aston Martin, and looking for that relaxed GT car driving expectation, where you can jump inside in 720S. Anybody can drive fast and feel
Yeah.
the seats are comfortable, the interior space, the fit and finishing, everything has an upgrade, luxurious
Mhm.
feeling. But the car is so easy to drive.
Yeah.
Um,
But you can
um,
still turn everything up and go crazy if you want to.
right, you dial the setting to the sport setting or the track setting. The car totally switch their personality,
Yeah.
like the old days when we have to chip the car
Yeah.
and do the ECU mod and all that. So 720S definitely had a multiple personality vehicle. You can
Mhm.
drive it. When you dial it to the comfort level, it feels like a normal Mercedes AMG kind of feeling. If
Mhm.
you dial up to sport, the car, definitely wakes up. And you switch it to the track mode, and the car really act like a monster.
Yeah.
Um, Very, very technology driven, and to some regular guy, like I wouldn't say 80% of the consumer drive these supercar on a public road, will not get a chance to use 50% of the potential of a 720S.
Yeah.
So from the street day-to-day driving, 720 is very easy, very comfortable, almost to a point that too easy, too comfortable.
Mhm.
So for me, 675 LT had a little bit more alive and more of that enthusiast car sensation.
Yeah.
And every moment when you throttle, and you can hear the exhaust, the titanium exhaust, and then you can hear a little bit of the turbo wastegate, um, the turn in, the steering wheel turn in, everything is so precise.
Yeah.
So it give you that smile on your face every moment you drive the car. It's like, oh my god, this car really give me goosebumps.
Mhm.
That would be the 675 LT.
Yeah.
Where
And
some,
I
go
think
ahead.
what's interesting is that now, 675 LTs, um, are now sort of vaguely in the same price range as the new 720. And you have such choice in terms of what kind of driving behavior you want, right? But I think what you're saying is if you're looking for that kind of more analog, sort of halfway to a race car feel, even if the raw speed is the difference is very, very small, that the 675 LT is going to give you more of that sensation.
That's right. That's right. For a general customer with good driving skill, occasionally go to the track. If you take the 695 LT around the track for 4 or 5 laps, and
Yeah.
then jump into the 720S and do the same thing 4 or 5 laps, and on a regular guy, regular skill, you get more smile on your face on this 695 LT, because
Yeah.
It really makes you feel like you're, oh wow, this is a race car becomes street legal.
Yeah.
720 is very nice, very refined, very quick on the straight line, but you truly feel like you need to be a better driver. You need
Hmm.
to improve your own driving skill in order to manage and
Yeah.
to control this car. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, that's a good opportunity for us to talk about our track day coming up in a few weeks, right?
that's
So
right.
hopefully we'll have some customers experience both of them.
Yeah,
Um, so tell us about you have a 675 LT in stock right now. That's kind of an interesting car, beautiful color, and these cars don't often come up, for sale. So maybe tell us a little bit about the car you have available right
yeah. We currently have a Napier Green 675 LT Coupe in our inventory right now, which is a really special car.
now.
Um, Now when we talking back to the LT, there's certain special color that McLaren only offer to the LT product line that is not available on the 650S, not available on the 570S, not available on the 720S lineup. So McLaren really did a very good job to categorize some of these special color for all the LT product. So
Right.
there's 3 or 4 color that only available on LT. Sorry, if you drive a regular model, you can't get it,
Hmm.
or you have to pay a lot of money to get it as an MSO option.
Hmm.
So this Napier green is very special. We only had ever 2 in Western Canada, which one as a Napier green coupe and a Napier green spider.
Hmm.
And going back to the exclusiveness of the vehicle, the LT would only make 500 pieces in coupe on early 2016, and then they make another 500 piece of spider LT
Globally.
globally.
Yeah.
And so, if you're looking at all of Canada, I know there's 1 or 2 more Napier Green in the East Coast.
Hmm.
But if we're talking about West Coast only and coupe only, I've ever seen is only that one
Wow.
Napier Green 675 LT coupe. The previous owner ordered the car, spec it very wisely because he told me he's going to be 80% street driving
Hmm.
and only 20% occasionally, do some mountain roads up to the Whistler, maybe down to Seattle for a weekend trip,
Hmm.
and then take it to a track day event as a uh, uh, um, 3 times a year maybe,
Yeah.
right, or even less. So he spec'd the car with a sport comfort seat that is same as the 650S.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was the 675 LT comes standard with the bucket seat,
Hmm.
with the bucket seat that looks like the P1
Yeah.
at no cost option. But if somebody wants to go back to the comfort seats with heated power memory and matching with the steering column, power steering column to have the what do you call the comfort access options. When you shut off the vehicle, open the driver door,
Yeah.
just move back a few inches, the steering wheel raise up a little bit, so easier to get in and get out.
Hmm.
That is a $4,000 or $5,000 option for a 675 LT. So this customer go above and beyond and say, hey, I want my comfortness on this vehicle, but I want to have the LT raw driving experience.
Yeah.
So he's really think of it as a long, more of a daily drivable supercar direction.
Hmm.
So the options are really nice. They got the black Alcantara interior with the green piping, which he specifically chose the green piping, and also with the green Napier green caliper. Even the brake caliper is matching with the seats and the exterior. So
Yeah. To me, that
really,
was the car. That was the launch color as well for all of the press stuff.
yeah, yeah. So there was a launch car. In fact, I kept a copy of the Top Gear magazine
Yeah.
from
It was
five
on
years
the
ago.
cover. Yeah.
It was on cover, and then they have a back end of that 685 LT, and then with Jeremy Clarkson and everybody drove it and talked about it,
Yeah.
and that was at that time the best driving McLaren ever, or street legal driving McLaren ever,
Yeah.
and also that's a car that carry the LT name from the 90s when they do the McLaren F1 long tail.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting because we're going to start to see the 765 LT coming soon as well. And
That's right.
to see just what they do with the 720 platform that we've been talking about, and how much further they can take it and what it's going to feel like.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, that's why for me that the LT has a very special first from a design perspective that was also involved with Frank Stephenson.
Yeah.
Frank stepped in with the company sort of after the MP4 has already pre-designed.
Yeah.
He improved it to the 650S, changing the headlight, facelift, the tail end, and then all of a sudden the brand got so much more popular.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 675LT is sort of more of a modification, or you call it as an improvement version of the 650S.
To me, in some ways, it felt like, Frank was able to finish what he started with the 650, with the 675.
That's
With
right.
a little bit more leeway to complete the back end in a different way, and to make it just a little more extreme and organic in a way that he wasn't quite able to do with the 650.
That's right. That's right. And then the long tail, the big the wing on the 675LT really makes a big statement. If you drive the vehicle even from far away, most people could not tell the difference between is it a 650S or is it actually an LT, right?
Okay.
So the first thing you look at is look at the tail when the
Air brake.
air brake moving up and
Yeah.
down, and then it's wow, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up. So thanks for your time today,
No
and
problem. Thank you.
hopefully we'll be allowed to travel soon and we can visit in person.
Yeah, definitely. Likewise, I would like to come visit you guys in Toronto, and hopefully see you guys coming to Vancouver in a short time frame, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks,
Okay.
Wilson. We'll talk
Thank you
soon.
again. All right. Have a
Okay.
good weekend.
All right. Bye.